Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fair Play. Fuck. Biddle's not even here to hear me fuck up this week. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fair Play Racing League. Here at round 16 in the USA. I will be right back with my co-commentator. Bear with me a second. Yep, so my co-coms for this evening can't hear me in the party. A few technical issues. Let's just take a very quick break while we resolve them. And I'll leave you with the collateral on the track. Actually, I won't. I'm going to go to the front. Biddle's just left the party. Hopefully he can rejoin and hear me. I can't hear him, which is interesting. Let's try and sort this out through Discord, shall we? As Dino is the first one onto his flying lap. What the bloody hell happened there? That looked a bit weird. I've worked out what the issue is. This is embarrassing. So apparently you guys could still hear me on stream, but the party I had muted, which is why Biddle could not find me. Hopefully he should rejoin in a minute. Meanwhile, we've had the first few drivers come across the start-finish line, setting a lap as we see there RSF1 Vettel this week in the Alpha Tauri. Oh, Object Fungus missing his braking point for pit entry there. Yes, we caught that, and I'm sure we can shove that in a clip. Can you hear me now, Biddle?
I can, loud and clear.
Oh.
Miracle.
Loud and clear indeed. Of course, as usual,
took yourself
get your audio.
Yeah.
Sticking myself on mute is like probably the dumbest thing I've done. But it was probably so you wouldn't hear me screw up the intro this week, which of course I did.
Yeah, that's what I was looking forward to most. So,
yeah, thanks for that one. I wouldn't do it if if you wouldn't look forward to it so much.
No, I know exactly. It's a highlight of my week, really. So,
Yeah.
I've joined the game. For some reason, the timer in the top left says 17 minutes to go.
Well, that is interesting, considering we have 12 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're in the right game?
Yeah. I've got the right times according to the stream. I think just the timer's a bit. So.
No, right. No.
Oh, said a naughty word.
That's good. I think one of the first words that came out my mouth was a naughty word. Having screwed up the intro.
Yeah, so we're here now anyway.
Yep, here we are. Unmuted.
Yeah. People are leaving the session though. I think Dean's been kicked. Now Fungus has been kicked as well.
Yeah, I saw Vettel look like he was red Xing. Let's see what they say in the old Discord. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw a little bit of weirdness with Dino earlier on the stream. It seems like he got kicked out when he was halfway around the lap, and it looks like it teleported him back to the pits. Which definitely confused me a little. Unless the beer's taken its toll already.
Well, you've had a stressful day at work by the sounds of it, so I can imagine it's very much medicinal at this stage.
Yeah, of course. And on that note, quick swig.
I'll just say hello to everyone because I didn't get to say hello earlier on. So hello everyone watching. 13 people now for Q1 with 20 drivers, so it'll be an interesting Q1.
Yeah. Oh! Around goes Dino at turn 1. I have to say that's an interesting crash. I don't think I've seen that before. Might have been distracted by the car on his outside, but he's looked to have taken too much curb on the outside. Oh, and his tyres are on fire. He's around again. Needs to be careful. I can hear cars up the road, or I can't. The Hirsch is the man behind him. We'll see Dino get well out of the way, as every good driver does. We got yellows in sector 1, 2 and 3, now down to 2 and 3. More than likely just people letting others by.
I'm not going to tip anyone this week because after last week, you think every time I seem to tip somebody, it never went in their favour, so I'm going to mention no names this week. That's my mission for today. Apart from Silverside Boy, who didn't have the best Japan, and I've been tipped that we've got to come up with a nickname for him. I've been given a long list of names to choose from. Some of them a little bit too PG for the stream.
Yeah,
so, Silverside Boy, yeah. I've been racing with a couple of these guys this week. Yeah, very quick. Especially Collateral, definitely want to watch this week. But apart from that, I don't want to mention any other names, so that's it. That's it now.
Yeah.
Especially Monkey Boy, but I'm not after last week.
So we're not mentioning Monkey Boy. All
definitely
race, yeah?
not. All race.
Okay. But to be fair, I think you're pretty safe. He's in the pits at the moment. So
yeah. Harrison's invalidated.
So,
it's I don't know if you've mentioned yet about RSF1 Eastern joining us.
No.
This race.
That was next on my list.
Yeah, RSF1 Eastern, his first race today after a late change of drivers. So.
Yep. And those of you that have watched RSF1 will know he is a fast boy.
Bit of an
Filling in
understatement.
tonight, filling in tonight on in the McLaren, the teammate of another fast boy. That's this man currently sitting in pole. I just switched view, but what was the point? They're both in the pits.
Yeah. Everyone's in a
RBT.
Everyone's in a McLaren sandwich at the minute, and everyone's the filling in a nice McLaren sandwich. As Ali Ferrari escapes the sandwich to go fastest.
Yep, that is mighty close. Half a tenth, just over. Of course, it is only Q1. We'll only be losing 5 drivers.
Yep, 5 as long as nobody crashes out.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty difficult to do around here to crash into a wall, considering they're so far off the circuit, most of them.
Well, tell that to Dino, who spun out at turn 1 already.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a really high-speed spin into a wall, I think you'll be okay. Although Dean's invalidated his lap, and he's going to come in now and put another set of soft tyres on. He won't have wanted to do that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's currently the slowest of people to put a representative time in. Maybe T-Jerk, second back. He'll definitely go again.
Yeah, as with so many tracks, it's you just get confidence, and confidence, you just gain that extra tenth every lap, extra 2 tenths, and you will be away. So 5 minutes left here in Q1, 5.5 minutes I should say, left in Q1. At the moment, I'm second guessing myself as I say this, but at the moment no retirees, which is good to see. No crashes coming, taking anyone out at Q1 so far.
Easton's just gone out to do a lap. Jimmy's going to do the one run and the one run only. That's probably all he needs to do.
Do you think that's possibly some overconfidence from him there?
Could be. I mean, track limits are difficult. We know he's a very skillful driver though. So, I mean, probably Easton at about 85% will be enough to go in the top sort of few drivers. So he'll probably take it careful still. Because like I said, track limits. He'll get 2 runs, as long as he's fueled himself for 2, with the amount of time left. Obviously my time's showing differently, but as you've just said, there's about 5 minutes to go, about 4.5 now, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll get a couple of runs.
Yeah, Easton looked to be giving a tow of sorts to RSF1 battle there. Down the lap, of course he's on his out lap, but yeah, little bit of playful what's the word? Playful driving as Vettel lets him pass through this last few corners. Dino is already blaming his wheel and pedals.
Yeah, it's important to point out actually it's his first race on the wheel this season. So he's got to make a transition
That is
quickly.
interesting indeed.
Yeah.
As the professional I am, I'm just pulling up the corner numbers.
Well,
14 minutes into the stream. 3 minutes left to go in the session. Though, I don't have a lift. So, 3 drivers yet to set a lap then. Object Fungus, who is currently still sat in the pits.
leaving it late.
Who is out on track, as well as Easton, who is on his flyer right now.
People like Object and Jerk will want to go again. If there's only 3 minutes to go, there could be a lot of traffic depending on the amount of people that are going. I can see through Sector 2 actually there's quite a big snake of cars, about 6 cars just after sector 2 actually. They'll all be fighting to get a bit of clear air at the minute. I think it's Monkey Boy, the 2 Alpines I think. So
I'd say probably everyone in the 132s is safe. Probably drivers in the probably low 133s could be safe, as Easton. Whoa! I don't know who that was there threading the needle. It could very well have been Vettel threading the needle in between the Red Bull of Joshua and the McLaren of Easton, and as we expected, the Maccas looking good this week, currently P2 and 3.
yeah, one to watch is Object, and yet to set a lap yet, down in 20th. He's only out lap now. I don't know how long's left, but I can imagine he'll struggle to get 2 in, especially with the ERS usage down.
Yep, and of course, so it's time has just hit 120.
Yeah, so he'll get
now
the 1 run, so he's got to get it right.
It's all or nothing for Object Fungus, although it's the cut-off time at the moment.
133.6, so well, everyone from Silverside down is on a fast lap, and then we've got Stoffy as well trying to cover off 12th, so but he's invalidated, but he'll get another, no, he won't invalidate to the next lap as well. Silverside boy's invalidated as well. He must be cruising round to try and save up that ERS to go again.
43 seconds to go on Q1. Now what can Object Fungus do? Coming onto the back straight now.
He's avoided the sector 1 track limits, so that's the first real big hurdle he had. Let's see what his pace is up for the sector 2 cut off now. 1:27. It's not bad. It's competitive. Let's see if he gets him above. Like, shots at the minute in 15th place.
That's interesting, that the driver who showed his defensive qualities.
Yep. This week, well, Object put shots into danger.
Yeah, as we saw, Harrison had gone for a little spin in Sector 3. Now what can Object do? He's across the line.
Oh.
It's only 17th.
Wow.
I mean, he can go again. He did just about make it across the line.
Did he? Well, let's hope he saves me RS. Let's have a look. Oh,
he's on 40.
He's got no fuel. He's got no fuel.
Through.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, shots improved to 6, so got one in at the end there. Yeah, that's really the big shock from Q1. Object Fungus going out. Fardo as well. Fardo's quite quick. But if you look at the times, being from 12th to 17th, 2/10. Very tight bunch there.
Yep, mighty. So the only man that can really affect his qualifying position, whether or not he goes out, is this man right here, as the rain has started coming down. That was quick. I didn't even think to look at the clouds. But the rain is falling, and T-Jerk is struggling on the exit of turn 15. Of course, that corner tricky in the dry. Now through these last couple of corners, can he improve? Across the line, he does improve, but it's not enough. Cut off 5/10 from his time. Not enough to take him out of 19th place though. So the rain is here.
That's going to make Q2 very interesting. It's tricky enough in the dry, especially those S's in the first sector. To try and clear them on a fast lap. difficult enough in the dry, let alone when the rain starts falling. Yeah, you've lost your bottom 5 there. Like I said, Fardo is a quick driver as well. Not too shabby. He'll be disappointed to go out. Both the Alfa Romeos really 15th and 16th there. Not showing the best pace this race so far.
Yep, they will have to sit out for the rest of qualifying. They'll watch everyone else in this very wet qualifying too. So, going out is the 2 Alfa Romeos of Stoffy and Fardo, Object Fungus, and Silverside Boy. Actually, no, Stoffy's not out. Jesus. Why didn't you correct me?
He's just in. I did. I waited for you to correct yourself.
You just didn't notice.
Yeah, he was 15th. He was close, but I mean, he only made it through by a few hundredths, and I've had to leave the game because my Q1 wasn't ending. So that's fun.
Brilliant. It's going well. Interestingly, Object Fungus has just gone out.
Gone out.
What's going on here, lads? This is your fault, Biddle. You came in and said, "Oh, there's
Yeah,
17 minutes left."
Me and Ali Ferrari both had a ridiculous amount of time left on our clocks in the top corner, so just wondering if that's... Yeah.
Do you know what I find? This is really weird because I always thought that this game was perfect and had no bugs.
It is perfect, and it has no bugs.
Yeah.
But obviously, as with all things in life, sometimes they don't run as smoothly as possible. Sometimes, depending on your quality of life, it's less smoothly than others. And I think F1 has a pretty poor quality of life at the moment, especially after the update the other day.
Now, are we restarting? No, we are not restarting. What we're going to do is ask Object Fungus very nicely if he can just retire in the pits. I know I said that way too late for this lap, but, well, I say retire in the pits. Just retire. I think if Object, if you're listening, if not, I'll message you in the Discord.
And it should be said, for viewers that are watching, he's absolutely blistering around on soft tyres in the wet. I don't know if it's raining on his screen.
Yes.
It must be dry. I mean, I wonder what happens if he puts a time in now. Does he go through to Q2?
Well, can you imagine the controversy? Joshua Meister also coming out on track. What? So my plan was Q1 to finish, and I'll take a quick comfort break. But it seems like we're going on still.
Yeah, clearly we've not. We've going into extra time, if that's a thing. We're in Fergie time here for all the football fans out there.
Fergie time. I don't think with the weather getting worse.
There's a Williams out there as well.
The Williams as well, so there's... the
Williams is
in the way. Around the outside! Oh, they've touched! Oh! That was, unironically, the best bit of racing we've seen so far. Wheel to wheel, as the deployment is already used at the start of the lap. I don't know. This game is shocking. Absolutely fucking. I'll be back in a second.
That was interesting noise.
Just as I fucking said it. I'm sorry, I've sworn a lot this stream. I don't know whether that's because he retired. No, yep, I think he got the message. I will be back in a second.
Hello everyone. Oh, I completely forgot I completely forgot we were still on stream as I think my games crashed as well.
I was wondering why you were so quiet.
I completely forgot we were on stream because my games completely froze again. So I'm going to have to leave.
Brilliant.
Oh no, I have to quit and rejoin. Right.
It's so broken. Oh, Jesus.
Every week. Every week at the minute there's something like this.
Yeah. So, don't worry, Dino. No need to stress as we're going out at the start of Sector 2 on the intermediate tyres. Yep, definitely no need to stress, Dino. It's not your fault as... Ooh, getting feisty into turn 1 was Shots and someone else. Sorry, I don't know who it was. I came in rather late. It was Dino. Again, wants to be out on track first, and he is gone. He's desperately... I don't know, is he trying to keep the temperature in those tyres?
Probably.
My guess is
with
yes.
This wheel this week, he wants to put a few laps in to get used to it. I imagine. Could be wrong, but I think he will want to do plenty of laps. As I'm in the lobby, there we go. I'm here to watch what's happening.
Hey.
I was just, against everything at that point, so I can factually inform people now.
if Dino's anything like me, he'd have got his new wheel, would have practiced all week, but not actually done any practice in the wet.
Well, his wheel actually only came today. So,
he definitely hasn't practiced in the wet. This could be very interesting.
It's amazing the amount of drivers that have invalidated on their outlaw.
I would imagine it's probably because they don't care.
Yeah, it's just interesting reading between the lines there. I wonder if we're going to see invalidations.
Woo! As both Dino and Shots getting a little bit wobbly on the exit of the last turn. Coming on to their flyers. Bit too eager to get the power down maybe, but alas, they do go on. So through Sector 1, how will Dino do in these tricky conditions? Now it's interesting to see almost all the drivers out at the start of Q2. Which, I don't know, maybe it says to me quite possibly this rain gets harder. Ooh, as Dino's sideways, he caught it. Very, very skillful from him, especially after only getting his wheel today, apparently.
Yeah, he sent me a message earlier. He was very proud of his setup. Let's see what he actually put now. So, guys, I finally have my wheel, but I can't steer. And he's doing a league race, so watch out for that one if he can't steer.
Yep, it looks like he might be holding up Shots a little bit on this opener, which won't be ideal. I don't know, if I was Shots, I'd probably think about dropping off and going again next lap. The tyre wear, of course, on these Inters is much less so than those of the dry tyres.
It's a big bunch of drivers now in the final sector, just giving each other dirty air and drag. It's especially around that twisted middle sector, it's not going to benefit, especially a long looping right hand. I mean, if you get in the dirty air of somebody there, you're just going to be thrown.
Yeah, of course. So turns 16, 17 and 18, of course, modelled off the corners in Istanbul Park, I believe. Of course, going separate, being right-handers in here is wait. Yeah, they're right-handers here. They're left-handers at Istanbul.
Yeah.
Eastern are going fastest at the moment with a 1:45 flat, showing some good pace. Overall, he's currently pretty much 5/10 up of second place AG Passy in the Ferrari.
Do you know if anyone is? I mean, obviously we know Eastern's quick. Do you know if anyone else? I mean, Vettel. I've not really seen him race yet in this league. I don't know if he's quick in the wet. We know Monkey Boy is pretty handy in the wet, but I said I wasn't going to mention his name, so forget I said that.
Yep.
That's a good lap from Josh up there in fourth as well. Shots is only half a second off Passy as well. So I think we need to wait for the likes of Ali Ferrari and RBT to cross the line.
Yep. So of course, 5 drivers yet to set a lap. We will jump back now to this pack, coming through the third sector now, as we see RBT is slightly ahead of Ali Ferrari on track.
Oh, Dean's retired.
Oh, Dino, no!
Ah.
So interesting. Oh, RBT! Oh.
I think Dean crashed coming into the pit lane.
That is not where you want to do it.
He
so
did.
Interestingly, Dino putting in the chat, he's actually playing with his controllers. With his controller, I will say.
He's copped out. He did text me saying he couldn't steer, to be fair, so...
So, I only got my... he only got his direct drive base and pedals, no steering wheel. It would be... it would be very interesting to... So when he said to you, I can't steer, he literally, absolutely cannot steer.
Wow.
So at the moment, RBT sat in P14 as Vettel also gone out. Interestingly, I missed that one. So AG Passy has gone fastest then, a 1:44.994. Some consistently being shown.
RS F1 Vettel, Stoffy is retired in the pits. There's a Red Bull. Backwards, it's Joshua. He's got no front wing as well for good measure. So have to trundle around, come back to the pits. With Vettel, I don't even think he got onto a fast lap because his tyres are currently showing as 0 laps. So I don't even think he started a lap. Yeah. Whatever happened to him, I don't think he got to the line.
Yeah.
I was going to use that as Dean's excuse as to why he crashed into the pit wall, the fact that he was using his wheel, but if he's not even... yeah, that's unfortunate for him to go into the wall like that. But he won't be starting 15th the minute. He'll be 12th, I imagine 13th, but I don't want to jinx anything yet. For RBT.
So what I will say is, quite a lot of people crashing into pit wall. Here's someone that knows all about that. Monkey Boy Kurt. Leading last week at Suzuka, manages to break off his front wing coming into the pit lane. I know he'll thank me for mentioning that.
Yeah. He was really disappointed with that, especially for those that watched last week. His pace early on, he was quickest in the field, pulled out a gap. Yeah, just misjudged coming into the pit lane, and I'm not going to explain it all because you can go back and watch it, but
Yeah.
he was disappointed with what happened. As it looks like, I think
Is
the
there
rain's got
bits on the
heavier.
highlight reel?
There is bits on the highlight reel. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, so the highlight reel available at fairplayracingleague.com.
Yeah.
Plug.
Plug again each week. We'll just do it every week now.
Yeah. Cadder's in the chat says, any shoeies tonight? Well, I don't know about you, but I've got nothing to celebrate, Biddle.
No, neither have I.
I don't really fancy it, to be honest. The only shoes I can see are ones that I've worn all day, and ones that I will be wearing to work tomorrow. So yeah, actually, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't fancy it. I've done it once. I don't think I'll do it again. Could be wrong. Never say never. But it's not on top of my to-do list. So, yeah, I just want to mention RBT. He has got a fast lap in, but he's still, a couple of tenths off the top 10. There was 3 lap old intermediate, but not showing that pace in the rain at the minute, and he's in the pits now.
I think that the thing is, after 3 laps, those inters shouldn't be. You should be able to go faster than a 1:47.1.
Josh has, interestingly, in the pit lane, selected wets, and he's going out on wets. I did think it was getting harder, the rain. I did mention it looked like it had picked up a bit, and yeah, he's gone for the wets. I don't think he's going to improve on the wets, but he probably is just doing a sighter lap in case, obviously, in Q3 we are running in the wet. So
yeah, and of course, as long as it doesn't rain, As long as he doesn't crash, it's a no lose situation. I mean, he can do those extra.
Yeah, RBT is going back out on wets as well, so I did say I didn't want to jinx Dean perhaps being 13th. It looks like he'll get 12th then, because I can't see RBT improving on his time on those wet tyres. So I think Dean might be okay in 12th.
So those 2 drivers out on the wets. Well, one driver out on the wets and one driver in the pit on the wets. It'll be interesting to see whether or not they can actually challenge P10. It could be that Groensey in 11th place might have left it too late. Yep, unfortunately, Shots, we did miss your spins on the stream. We do apologise. We'll try harder next time. Although you seem to think that we don't want to see your spins. We absolutely do want to see your spins.
Yeah, no, at least he's through though. So, despite him spinning, he did get a lap in, and he's through. On the looks of things, so
this will be interesting to see. Groensey, currently P11, has come out on the intermediates. RBT in 14th at the moment, out on the wets.
It's way too wet for intermediates. Way too wet. He's not going to.
Well, the rain is coming down hard, but I'm looking for standing water on the track surface. It doesn't seem to be too much, although that probably doesn't say too much because the weather visuals aren't always great in this game.
Yeah, there's not too much spray coming off the back of the cars. And I know in extreme wets, I mean, the spray is ridiculous, especially if you're racing. It's not too bad if you're spectating, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of spray coming off. I think the problem is now is even if it's just slightly more wet than earlier, the track's just got away from him completely. And I don't think...
RBT out of turn 1, put too much power down.
exactly. And he's on full wets as well. So
It could very well be his rear's overheating. So Gronesy on an outlap at the moment. Is that Joshua behind him? 1 minute left in the session.
be interesting to watch his sector
Gronesy.
times. Yeah. Monkey Boy's on Inters as well, to be fair, in 10th.
Yep. RBT a second down. Coming down the back straight, and that's not a huge surprise given his rather large moment coming out of turn 1. Now Gronesy. Let's see what this looks like. He looks to be navigating the first sector quite well, to be fair. Although he is nearly 5/10ths down.
Yep, slow
I don't know
but
if
steady,
that's...
I think that was.
I don't... Oh, he spun it. Oh, he spun it.
Just as I say, steady.
On... yeah. Spun it on turn 9. Yes, turn 9. Got that correct. So,
he's got the full
5 seconds left in the session. RBT missing the apex of the last corner. What can he do to the line? Oh, he's not going to improve. I don't really think any tyre would have been able to get themselves further up in these conditions.
That will explain.
Monkey Boy.
That will explain why everyone was all bunched together at the start of this session, because they knew the weather was going to get worse, so they had to go out then.
So Monkey Boy Kurt knows he's safe, so is cruising around sector 1. Gronesy going for some Tokyo drift moves. Coming through the 3rd sector. I'll tell you what, if you want to do Tokyo drift, you get up on that painted stuff on the left hand side of the track. And he's... no, didn't catch it. 0 out of 10 would not drift again. Interestingly pulling away in 4th gear there.
Yeah, obviously now in the race, if it's dry, obviously we don't have the weather forecast here, but if it is dry, as he puts it into the wall over the line.
Interesting finish there.
Yeah, they won't have to start on certain tyres, so if it is dry, I imagine the entire top 10 will start on the mediums. That's just my prediction for the race. That's probably the tyre you want to start on anyway. So at least they have free choice now. So, might make things interesting.
Do indeed. So I don't usually shout out things that are said in the Discord, but I think I've read possibly the best line I've ever read mid-race. RSF1 Eastern saying, "My first sector is so inspirational." I mean, I'm sure he he can probably see why, but of course us in the commentators box cannot see individual sector times, rather annoyingly.
Yeah, and we should really get more information. That would help us.
Absolutely.
On the stream, obviously better inform the viewers, but we get what we're given at this stage.
Absolutely. So, going out of Q2 is RSF1 Vettel. Didn't set a time, unfortunately. In front of him, a shock retirement from RBT. Didn't get a lap together when the weather was not so bad. Tried to put on a wet lap at the end, but the grip just wasn't there. He is out with a 147.1. In front of him is RS Toffee, so the other Alfa Romeo, bowing out in Q2, so there will be no Alfa in Q3.
Yeah, it's a strange one. in Alfa Romeo, their drivers lineup isn't too shabby, and they'll be disappointed to not have
Yep.
one car in the top 10.
Yep. Disappointing indeed. So, also going out, 12th place was Dino, and in front of him, 11th was the Mercedes of Groenzy. So
drier.
here we are, Q3. It does look like the rain's let up just a little bit. Let's
Air
get
intermediates.
Yep, they're all out on inters, it looks like.
And I wonder if they're all going early because the weather's only going to get worse. That's something to look out for because they look like they're all coming out the pit lane.
Apart from Harrison.
Leaving it a little bit later, probably just wants that clear air. Probably knows himself really that in at the back of the train, as long as he doesn't get too close to in front, he can still get the benefit of the toe down the long straight, but he won't be impacted in the corners. So let's see if he does keep his distance.
Yeah, so looks like everyone but Harrison on track is in a bit of a Ferrari sandwich.
And it is the Ferrari of Collateral ahead of the queue. And he's put some daylight between himself and RSF1 Eastern now. He's getting on with it.
I'm sure it won't bother Easton too much. He'll probably be confident that he won't need the toe off a car in front. Of course, the drivers behind him will want to make a little bit of a gap. You don't want to be following someone too closely, especially through Sector 1. You get that dirty air and all of a sudden you're, especially in the wet, you're off sideways and you're visiting the fans in the grandstands.
Who's your pick for pole then? Take your pick of the bunch.
My pick for
Pick
pole.
a name.
Is this wise?
Pick a name. Pick a name. Anyone. Any 10.
I'm gonna say AG Passy.
Ah, that's what
He's
I was
putting
going to
some
go for.
He put in some really good laps in the wet of Q2.
Yeah, that's who I was going to go for.
Definitely an underrated driver in terms of shout outs from the commentary team.
Yeah, I thought I thought you were going to ask me, and I was going to say I'm going to go for the outside choice in Passy, but yeah, he's got pace in the wet, it seems. So, he's, like you said, perhaps not the favourite that people choose most weeks, but he did have a good Q2, so hopefully, for him and Ferrari's sake, they've got a strong driver lineup really in Passy and Collateral. Very good duo.
Yep.
Them and Williams. Williams with Monkey Boy and shots.
Yep.
Good lineup as well.
To be honest, the Tier 1, Division 1 is quite often so close anyway. We could definitely say that all the teams really have a strong driver lineup.
Yeah. Just thinking in terms of the championship, obviously Williams out in front at the minute. Got both drivers into Q3. Are we really happy with that and hoping for some good points in the race?
So coming through Sector 3 now for Collateral.
Oh, Passy's invalidated.
Oh, there you go. It's already started.
So it'll be Collateral to cross the line first then. Here we go. 5-5.
Of course, hard to really tell
There we go.
how competitive it is. It's a good lap there from Easton.
Yeah.
Now further back, Klutschak puts himself in between the two, just 3/10 off. Monkey Boy
Shots is out of
looking to
fuel.
have a little bit of a mare.
Ready.
Shots is out of fuel.
Before he crossed the line, his fuel was flashing. He's done a 45-1 there, so he must be right on the cusp.
Yeah, I think probably the flashing means that you've got less than a lap left.
He's pulled right over now, so we literally got to sector 1. He's getting out of the way and trundling on now. Right on the limit.
So also invalidating that lap was Joshua Hurst, AG Passy and Ali Ferrari. Some very fast drivers in there. Invalidating on their first run. Of course, more than likely these drivers would have fueled for multiple laps.
Apart from Shots. Who seems to be the only
Apart from
driver
Shots,
that
apparently.
hasn't.
He's done alright.
Doing purple sectors. Coming down the main straight now. Not really getting too much of a tow. But he won't be affected in the tricky, twisty sector 3. And it's not a purple second sector. Still quick though. His collateral improves to third, 45.1. That's a better lap from him.
Ali Ferrari looked like a rear end stepped out just a little as Easton sets a purple lap again of 144.2, so that's a couple of attempts improvement from him. Now Ali Ferrari through this last corner, it's gone mighty wide.
Oh!
And he smashed the wall.
It's gone fastest
Before
though.
he did that, he did go fastest, and I get the feeling that's a similar thing to what happened at Russia. If you cross the line...
Yeah, I remember watching that at Russia, yeah. He went wide, didn't he? Over the line, I remember being sat here with you actually saying the exact same thing. I wonder if the track's starting to come to them now, because we're just seeing a lot of improvement. Like you said, Ali Ferrari's gone fastest, Easton beat his own lap, Calaro went faster, Monkey Boy went faster, Hirsch has gone third. Is it drying up, perhaps? A little bit?
Possibly. It would have been interesting to that so many drivers went out if it was drying up. Of course, the weather reporting is not perfect.
Yeah. It still looks like it's falling, but like I said, the times are coming down. Problem with these intermediate tyres is, like you said, if you're fueled to do a couple of laps, 2 or 3 laps, they just start to come to you as they get the heat. And
absolutely. I've just seen Easter's Delta after Sector 2. He is 3 tenths up on his time.
yeah, so the track really coming to them, and it seems he's invalidated, just as you said that.
He has invalidated, indeed. And he'll be coming into the pits and hitting the wall briefly on the way in.
I'm just going to cross the grass to get out of the way of somebody on the way through. Clues track leaving it late into the pits.
I'm glad we both saw that. That was a little bit interesting to say the least.
So all of them then, I imagine, will come in the pits now. Apart from Shots, who fueled himself to do one run. It looked like it was the wrong thing to do. Everyone improved on their second run, so I wonder if he's fueled to do a couple this time. Harrison's carrying on round as well. It's a strange one, 3-lap-old intermediates. And Passy, who we both tipped for pole, still hasn't put a lap in.
Yep, that's...
Each week we should pick a driver we don't want to get pole and choose them.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to
seems
back
like
the
that's
Williams.
how it works, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to back the Williams next time because they're in a title fight with us overall.
Oh. You know, Scotsman won't like that.
I'll be booed from the league. Yeah, considering Williams have got 2 of the league management across the 2 tiers. But I am sat with part of the league management now, so you'd have to be on my side with that one. Josh Schiller's going back out. 2 minutes 45 to go. He wants a couple of runs as well then. In fact, a few drivers coming out now. Just watching Passy's sector times. They're not blistering. They're not bad.
Might be a warm-up. Of course, he will...
Oh,
if he comes in...
Oh, he's going around again. 4-lap-old.
He's staying out.
hasn't got time now to pit. That's the problem. He hasn't got time to pit and put a new set of tyres on. So he's going to have to keep going.
Yeah,
he
very
must
true.
fuel himself really, really heavy. I don't think he's been in at all.
No. Can you get a little bit closer to Mike, or can you shout?
I can shout across the room if you want.
Yeah. Just wake your neighbours up and all that.
The problem is, like, people
So
on the
AG
stream tell
Passy.
me that I'm loud, and then I go view in the party going, "You're quiet," so I'm not too sure.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. But it's more important that you hear me, so I'll start shouting.
Well, maybe I should sort out my audio levels. It's what you get for buying a fancy headset.
Passy's invalidated, by the way, so I think that's it for him.
Oh, Passy. Who's the third guy, or is it... Oh, Jesus. It's not Halloween anymore, Dino. You're not allowed to scare us like that. It's that white hand on your shoulder, David. No, it is just the two of us. Sergeant saying in the chat, Ali's time deleted by the stewards. Well, unfortunately, we don't have the power to do that. Otherwise, I feel like we should. Of course, we don't know without leaving the session and testing whether or not he would have gained time. So AG Passy, his final attempt now.
Who's gone over the line? RSF on Eastern. He's half a second up on his delta, apparently. Keeps it clean. Ali Ferrari's binned it, I think.
Yep, coming out of sector turn 9 and 10.
There we go. Yep, he was half a second up, so...
Yeah. So, a 143.6 there from Easton on his FPRL debut. It's a good lap from him. So behind, currently P3 is Hirsch. What can he do?
Purple sector 2 on my screen. So, just wondering if it's going to be enough to pip Ali Ferrari to second place.
Around the last corner now, hits the apex nicely, gets the power down, no squiggles, and he is P2 currently.
Yeah, I knew it was a good lap from the sets of times there.
Yep, shots going across in 5th place. Next down the road is Collateral. Through the last corner. And across the line, does not improve. Next is Monkey Boy, who's... I'm so glad I caught that. Monkey Boy! AG Passy, what can he do?
Oh, wow.
Only P4, but 6 lap old intermediates. That's not a bad lap at all.
That's brilliant. That is really good. He just sat there for the entire session. The most worn tyres out of everyone to go within half a second of Easton, who was on brand new intermediates, and we know Easton's quick as well. Yeah, apparently perhaps he got his first effort right. That was really quick.
But to be honest, he must have had a full tank of fuel to go through the whole session. The rate the fuel burns in the wet here.
Yeah, definitely. Seems like he's timed his fuel just right as well, because it's now flashing. So to get that spot on as well, in terms of the amount of laps he did, it's a good session for him, really, I think, overall.
Yep. Wasn't quite enough to get the pole that we both tipped him for, but an impressive showing nonetheless. So here is your top 10 for the US Grand Prix. 10th place is Joshua Meister. In the Red Bull, ninth place is Monkey Boy in the Williams, spinning and crashing across the line. 8th place is Harrison in the Aston Martin. 7th is the first of the two Ferraris. Collateral adds. In front of him is Shots to Drippy in the other Williams. 5th place is Klutschak. 4th place AG Passy. 3rd place Ali Ferrari after crashing out late in that session. 2nd place is Hirsch, and leading the way in his debut race is RSF1 Eastern.
Yeah, I think if you ask the majority of Tier 1, and probably the league, they probably would say it's not a surprise to see Eastern up there, as it's dry. So yeah, free choice of tyres for everyone.
Yep, the skies are blue. It's looking good. I was wondering for a second if AG Passy was merely just saving fresh intermediates for possibly a wet race, but it looks like that was not the case. So as we wait for the drivers to take their last minute breaks, get a drink and maybe take a comfort break before the formation lap, I too will be grabbing another drink. So I'll leave you with Biddle and I'll be back in a second.
Yes, I never know what to do at these parts though. I mean, should I sing? I can't dance because no one can see me, so I'll have to talk about the race then. Or do some ASMR. People seem to enjoy that every week. But yeah, Circuit of the Americas, not a huge fan, but it'll be a good race, I'm sure. Yeah, it's nice to see nobody readying up as well. Everyone gets a comfort break apart from me, who sits on the stream. So yeah, interesting qualifying session. RSF1 Eastern on his debut, taking pole. I think Hirsch will be happy to be up there, P2. Good lap from him in the end. I think Ali Fry would have improved, to be fair, if he didn't have that incident at the end of qualifying. We know how quick he is on his time trials around here. We say it every week, how quick he is on time trials. Interesting to think about some of the guys at the back as well. The Alfa Romeos were looking to improve. 15th and it was 13th and 16th actually in the end for both of them. So they'll be looking to come through the field. And I can't quite remember who was right at the back after Q1 actually. And I think Silverside Boy went out in Q1, so he'll be looking to turn it around in the race. And Dean from P12. We know what he's capable of from there, starting mid-pack, definitely capable of a podium. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get a podium here today. It does usually take some sort of weather or safety car for him to make that turnaround, but he'll be looking to spare his blushes after crashing into the pit wall in qualifying. So that's why he ended up in P12. And watch RBT. Always want to watch RBT going out in Q2. He starts 14th, but expect him to go on a charge back through the field, just as he did last week in Japan, to take the win. And if we get any kind of race like we had last week, it'll definitely be an entertaining one. So stick around for it. Should only take about 45 minutes of your time, and if you can't spare 45 minutes of your time for a fantastic race in Tier 1 in Fair Play Racing League, then
what are you even doing?
clearly I'm just trying to lure them into staying for a bit longer. Clearly they must have really good excuse not to watch this if they're not going to stick around for the next 45 minutes.
Yep. So I've got an admission to make.
Right, okay.
I've cheated on my mate Jack. For the lack of coke.
Yeah. You did say you only had
having
enough for
a
one, so. What is your
having
memory
a
of this
Southern
week?
Comfort and lemonade.
Southern Comfort and lemonade.
I've just finished. I just finished my second beer. That's the Cobra this week.
Oh, that's an interesting choice. A Cobra. Have you had a curry?
I haven't. I had one last night, but no. Yeah, I to be honest, I like Cobra. Regardless, it's not gassy at all, and it does go really nice with a curry, I have to admit. But
yeah, it's Cobra and a curry
no,
usually, or Cobra and curry and day after Cobra, I guess. If you're streaming day after. Why not?
Yeah.
Are you going to do a rundown of the grid, or are you going to sip on your Southern Comfort and lemonade?
I think we can go down the grid very, very quickly, I guess.
Oh, Fardo's left.
As we've wasted half the lap.
We have to know you every other
fine.
week, so.
Yeah, it's fine. Easton looks to be really slowing them up, so that's nice of him. So, P20 on the grid is the Alpine of Twins. 19th place is OMT T-Jerk, first member of the Dutch Mafia on the grid call-outs today. 18th place is Silverside, aka Guy we don't have a nickname for yet. P17 is Object Fungus, a surprise loss in Q1. 16th place is Fardo. In front of him, the Alpha Tauri of RSF1 Vettel. I'm going to go really fast now. So 14th place is RBT, 13th place is OMT Stoffy, 12th place is our very own Dino, 11th place is Groansy in the Merc, 10th place is Joshua, 9th is Monkey Boy Kurt in the Williams, 8th is Aston Martin of Harrison, 7th is Collateral in the Ferrari, 6th is the other Williams of Shots, 5th place the Alpine of Klutschak, 4th place is the other Ferrari of AG Passy, 3rd is Ali Ferrari, 2nd is Hirsch, and 1st is Easton.
Oh!
Guy Klutschak picking up a drive-through penalty for a false start. Unlucky for him, but towards the front, Ali Ferrari and Hirsch going side by side into turn one. Ooh. They've kept it clean. Ali Ferrari has come out into the lead.
RBT's
Behind him is
with
Easton.
Dean.
He is right on the back of him.
We just cut back now. RBT and Dean are sat at turn one. The safety car's out already. They've got to be the two cars. The safety cars just drove into RBT actually on the way out of the pits. They're both just sat there.
Oh no!
I don't know what happened there. RBT will be gutted with that, and so will Dean.
It
obviously,
doesn't even look like they made it to turn one.
No, they didn't. It's just before turn one. I've just got a picture of it for the website because it let me spectate them. So I'll see that on there. Fardo will get away with his bad start. I think he's AI at the minute. I'm not 100%. I think he's AI. Oh, it's such a shame for RBT after last week as well. Oh, dear.
After the monumental effort he put in last week, out at turn one today. Dino also gone with him. So, interestingly, actually can confirm it. Fardo is stuck in first gear. Fardo, if you can hear me, in fact I'll paste it in the chat, in the Discord. Fardo, leave, then rejoin.
I think what this is Codemasters putting in mechanical failures into into multiplayer. And Fardo's gearbox has given up.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he got it going. He's left.
Well, he might have left the session, but as soon as he left the session, you could hear the gears going again in his car. So broken gearbox initially, fixed by the driver clocking out.
Interesting that both two members of the Dutch Mafia getting drive-throughs today off the start. Strangely, it seems to be both of them, T-Jerk and Klutschak. Off the start, yeah, disappointing for them. Especially Klutschak, he might lead, but he's going to drop right away to the back the minute the safety car peels in, so he'll be disappointed with that. Object 13th, he's made up a couple of places, obviously, with RBT and Dean crashing out. Vettel to 14th and 15th, with Dean dropping to the back. Rosie stayed 11th through all that somehow. Didn't get involved in the drama, and he's held his place, and Passy has dropped from 4th to 8th. A bad start from him. Just trying to see the position gain. There we go. Yep, 4 places.
Let's have a look then. So position change. Yep, as you say, 4 places joined there. So 15th is Twins. He's managed to just beat that record. He is up 5 places. Klutschak unfortunately will not be able to serve his drive-through under safety car. But
I'm surprised the safety car isn't in this lap, but it's good news for Fardo because he'll definitely join the back of the train now. But bad news for everyone watching because we have to watch another lap of safety car action.
yeah, has he managed to join back in?
I haven't seen it pop up. I'm not 100%. He's not said anything in the Discord yet. So, I mean, while the safety car's going around, talk a bit about the track. You're racing here tomorrow. Do you like it here? Do you like it at Circuit of the Americas? Or
I'm going to be truthful in that in previous games I've not liked it. I've not raced this track at all. At least if I have, I can't remember it.
it's always, for me personally, it's because it's at the back end of the calendar. Whenever I start a career mode, I always really get into it for like the first 10 races, and then after 10 races I always want to start a new career mode, so I never actually get to the back end of the season.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it here. I think it's an okay track. It'll be interesting to see what the track in Miami's like next year.
Yeah, it will be indeed. Second track in the USA. I'm sure the owners of F1 hoping that they can make more of an impact across the US. So a little more info of what happened. So of course Dino, our usual lobby host, looks to have desynced at the start of the race, which is what caused the lag between himself and RBT. So actually we don't know who the host is at the moment, which is interesting. Ideally that means that we don't want anyone to leave mid-race, so the safety car will be in this lap.
There's a bit of a petition going on at the minute by RBT to get a lobby restart, but I don't think that'll happen, unfortunately.
Not with 2 DNFs. I know it's crap.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate. It is the game being absolutely shocking, but we cannot restart after just 2 DNFs. So OMT Klutschak leading the field Will he dive in straight away? Nope, he looks like he's going for a lap before serving that drive-through.
Oh, the Discord RBT's just left. Discord. Just update everyone on the league. Anyway, let's focus on the race today. These things happen. So, yeah, good from Ali Ferrari on the restart there. He's kept second place from Easton. He'll be happy with that. It's basically the net lead the minute Jack takes his penalty, so he'll be happy to have got the jump on Hirsch and Easton at the start. What else is happening at the moment? Passy hasn't managed to get past Monkey Boy on the restart. I think there's been many overtakes, to be honest, on the restart. Looks like everyone's pretty much held station. The shots of Monkey Boy have switched. Yeah, what's this happening at the moment? So, Collateral in 5th. Oh, 4th. There goes on the inside of Hirsch. Good move there at the end of the straight. He's clearly getting a drag and tow from Hirsch in front. He's up to 4th and on the back of Easton. So, Collateral has got good race pace. We didn't really get to see it last week in Japan because he got tagged in turn 2, spun round and went straight to the back. So we didn't really focus on him in the race too much last week. But yeah, he has got good race pace and he's on the back of the McLaren now. So let's see if he can get past him in the next couple of laps. As Kluchstadt takes his penalty then.
Yeah, and that will release Ali Ferrari to the lead. So interestingly, majority of the drivers starting on the medium tyres. We didn't really take any notice until now, at least I didn't anyway. So Ali Ferrari out in front on those soft tyres. Interestingly enough, RSF1 Easton opting for the mediums at the start of this race. And then down to 5th, everyone on softs. So that would possibly explain why the Ferrari of Collateral is on the back of Easton.
Well, a drama-filled start to the Grand Prix here in Austin, FPRL Tier 1. This is the premier tier of FPRL racing for the top drivers this season. As Collateral's made a move at Easton for second. I just mentioned that he's got good race pace, Collateral. And yeah, up to second then. And
so looking further down, it looks like we've got a change in position between Stoffy and Joshua there. Stoffy getting himself up into 9th position.
I'll mention it, Silverside Boy, he's lasted longer than last week. 14th as well, making up 4 places off the start. I know they've had a couple of DNFs and penalties, but he's kept it clean. And he's on the back of RSF1 Vettel, so well, he's got pace.
Well, as Groensey becomes the latest to... I'm not quite sure, is he AI?
Looks like it, it's just...
I certainly hope so, otherwise...
Oh, Joshua's out.
Joshua out,
causing
the safety
exit.
car.
He's just dropped on the exit of the S's. Going into them, it looks like in the middle of them actually. Just wants to hit a curb, and that is. I know I mentioned earlier about the walls being far away from the track. That is probably the point of the track in which they are at the closest. So, fortunate with that one, but yep, he's out.
Yep, promoting T-Jerk into 16th. So the second safety car is out. Just going to take a quick look to see if it looks like Groensey was AI or not. If so, there's some questions to be asked about his driving. It looks like he probably is AI at the moment. Not that I can tell that much.
Yeah. telemetry. Don't know. How would you tell?
Yeah. So cars are in Ali Ferrari from the lead, pitting onto the hard tyres. They should take him to the end of the race then. Out in front is RSF1 Eastern, who is still on 6-lap-old mediums. Behind him, Monkey Boy Kerr, interestingly, choosing not to pit.
Yeah,
so he's sticking to his strategy.
That's a strange one. It's the perfect point for the soft tyre runners to pit, put the hards on, run till the end, just have to do the one pit stop, as some of people have already done. Monkey Boy not pitting there for a second. So I think that's going to come back to bite him later on unless we get another safety car.
And of course right behind him is his teammate. So it's not even that he didn't pit because his teammate was in. But it's definitely been a good return for Monkey Boy Kurt. He's gained 7 places. Of course, not really real at the moment because he is yet to pit.
Collateral's gone to mediums. A few of the drivers have gone on to mediums, to be fair, but you wouldn't expect them to get to the end, so they'll have to make another stop. Whereas Ali, Ferrari and Hirsch will look to take them till the end.
That'll be interesting indeed. So Twins also on the hards down in 14th. It's a strategy that could very well pay off for him.
Retiree Josh has left the game. We'd be disappointed with that. He was looking good to start challenging for the points paying positions, but yeah, just dropped it on the entrance to the S's, which caused this safety car. So Red Bull with a driver going out, they would have wanted some points considering their place in the constructors at the moment, but Silverside's in a points position at the minute, in 8th, sorry, on 6 lap old mediums, but he had softs. God, trying to get it right. Jesus.
Yeah, he has gained 10 positions from the start.
Yeah, but he's going to have some very quick guys behind him on fresh tyres. I imagine not taking too long to get past him with that tyre advantage.
You have to think how much wear has been put on these softs. They haven't had many racing laps, really.
Yeah, they'll probably get you to about lap 12, 13. Then, I mean, I know I spoke to a few people yesterday and they were going to try and do the soft to medium pit about lap 12, 13, like I said, then run the mediums for like 15 or so laps, so 15, 16 laps if they come in on 12. That'll still be
very well be a good choice, even at this point.
Yeah,
it'd be a good choice. One
me
thing
personally,
is certain.
I hate the hard tyres. I hate the hard tyres.
They feel so awful until they don't. But the problem is that you have to be on them for so long.
Yep.
Before they start getting good, you have to feel like you've lost enough time. Now, of course, Ali Ferrari in 6th place will offset that with his raw pace, as will Hirsch indeed, back in P9, but we could very well be seeing a struggle or two from Twins, who is already having issues with oversteer. So behind Twins is 3 people with fresh tyres of a softer compound. Be interesting to see if he can keep them behind. So the safety car is in this lap. Groensey has gone for a spin. Don't think he got the memo. We're under safety car. No need to do the old spinella.
Interesting, the only driver that's come in and put fresh softs on is T-Jerk. So going for the fresh softs, so he might be racy on the restart.
Yeah, as they come through the last corner now, leading the way is RSF1 Eastern. And he's bolted at the last second. Monkey Boy Kurt is behind him. He's grabbing the slipstream. He probably won't be fast enough into turn 1. Let's look further back. Ali Ferrari fighting with Collateral lads. They're side by side. Looks like he's just about got the position as Collateral on those fresh medium tyres over Ali Ferrari. Hirsch now behind Ali Ferrari on those hard tyres. The further back, Object Fungus getting up into 11th place, up past Vettel, who's now being mugged off by Silverside. Boy, was it? I don't know. Whoever it was, they were on hard, so it might have been twins. I wasn't paying attention, alright. Groansy moving up the grid, it looks like. Yep, getting past T-Jerk. So at the back we have Kaluchjak, 8 lap old, soft tyres, not pitted from the start. In front of him is T-Jerk on the fresh softs. He's right on the back of Groansy. Fardo in front of him in 14th, and Twins and Silverside Boy having a real ding dong there. But as Fardo goes round the outside. That's a great move if he can make that stick, and he has. That is a great move from Fardo. I almost wish I had a different perspective.
Silverside Boy is
Silverside Boy's going backwards.
Terrible restart. He's got front wing damage. He's gone from 8th now to the back of the field in 1 lap. That was a horrible restart for him. What a shame.
As he's come into the pits now. At the back of the grid, so AG Passy, they're getting past Shots to Drippy. Oh, they're side by side as Shots picks up a penalty, unfortunately, for cutting the track. It seems like he didn't have much of a choice going side by side into that first sector. It's definitely not somewhere you want to be going side by side. Let's put it that way.
Silverside Boy,
Collateral.
it's gone to mediums. 19 laps from those mediums. It's
going to be a big ask, but any safety car, any VSC will help at the moment.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I hate the hard tyres, but at this point, those mediums will be absolutely horrible unless, like you said, we get another safety car to extend the stint. But he's right at the back. He's got to do something a little bit different now. Yeah, interesting to note a few penalties in the field then. 3 seconds floating around with Passy and Shots. Problem is, with the safety cars, all Groansy's gone off with no front wing.
Groansy really not having a good race. He's got no front wing. He's coming into the pits at this lap, I would imagine.
He's got a painful sector 3 to do here, though. What I was saying was about the penalties. The problem is, we've seen on so many occasions this season, don't serve the corner cutting penalties in the pits. There's a safety car. There's only a couple of laps to go. 3 seconds is the difference between the podium and 10th place. It really, it really pays to keep it on the track. I know it's difficult. I pick up a penalty just about every race, really, but. If you just keep it clean, you don't pick up the penalties, you're pretty much guaranteed.
It absolutely can pay off for you.
Yeah.
I will attest to that.
As
Monkey Boy managing to keep it in 3rd position, as looking further back. Vettel has got past Object Fungus. There's a yellow in sector 3. I think Groansy is retiring in the pits. He's had enough. Not been a great start from him. Twins moving up a little bit further. He's now into 12th. So he was complaining of understeer earlier. Maybe these hards are working for him. Understeer, oversteer.
Harrison.
I can't remember what you said.
Kaluchjak, Harrison and Monkey Boy all on those 10 lap old softs. They're going to be painful to drive on now. I know we've had the safety cars, but compared to the medium runners and compared to the likes of Collateral, second 3 lap old mediums, The problem is now, I mean, they're all going to want to stop pretty much again now, apart from those hard tyre runners. The likes of Collateral will probably stop again. But if he's on the same strategy now as Passy and Easton, he's going to be so much quicker at this phase of the race. It's like 7 lap younger tyres. If they're making the same, you know, pit stops from now until the end, he's not really lost anything by taking those mediums. Apart from the pace now, which he's gained against those 11 lap old tyres in the top 6. So perhaps it's a bit genius from him, really, to take those mediums now rather than stick the hards on and hope they go till the end. It should be quick.
High IQ plays as we see a DRS train forming down the back straight.
Well, Collateral
Much
has
that can
0
be done
DRS.
here.
Like 0, it just went down to 0 on the straight.
Crazy.
That's not good.
12 laps into the race, it's not.
It's so hard, this track as well, to get your ERS back because it's just so much throttle. Not too many harsh braking zones. It's really difficult to get your ERS back. To use it quite more sparingly than you would do at smaller, tighter tracks.
Yep, we see Monkey Boy Kurt picking up a time penalty there, but yeah, he's definitely really struggling on those softs now. I think maybe this lap, could he pit in?
Yeah, I'd imagine around now.
Harrison in front.
Pit now.
So Harrison did indeed get past on the same strategy when it comes to tyres.
The problem is now his teammate is only 2 seconds up the road, so if he pits, he'll be held up, so one of them's going to have to take the pain of another lap. They've not worked together there. One of them should have been in on this lap. One of them should have been in on the lap we've just had. Now, one of them's got to run again, otherwise they'll lose way too much time.
Let's see, is Ali Ferrari diving up the inside of Monkey Boy Kurt. Monkey Boy Kurt very low on the old ERS deployment.
Shots has got about 80%.
Yeah,
really
looks like he's making the move on Monkey Boy Kurt. He gets that done. Very important of him to stay close to the back of Ali Ferrari as they come back together with the leader in Easton towards the end of the race.
Monkey Boy's gone wide. If Shots is clever here, he knows he'll have to go around again and let Monkey get those fresh tyres, but I've got a feeling Shots is going to pit, and that is going to hurt Monkey Boy even more. No, he's carried on.
Shots goes round. Shots, of course, is on the medium tyres.
Oh, yeah, well, brilliant that is.
Yeah, Monkey Boy Kurt pits for what I can only assume to be the mediums.
Who can try and undercut?
Klutschak's staying out for another lap, interestingly.
Who can try and undercut?
Harrison
Who can come in now,
also
put some tyres on, gain the time? Because this is kind of the point now where you can slap a set of mediums on as long as you've had another compound. Make up the time, because the field is so tightly bunched together. If somebody pits now, the time you get, someone like Klutschak, down at 11th, if he knows those medium tyre runners are going to have to stop again, he should get himself some fresh air, put the times in, and hope he gets them later on.
So interestingly there, RSF on Vettel getting past Hirsch. Vettel on the medium tyres. Ali Ferrari will be looking at the back. He's got...
Oh dear.
I only caught the one angle of that, and it looks like Harrison has come off worse from that. I've lost his front wing.
I've clipped it. Ali Ferrari was right alongside it. It looked like Ali Ferrari was just trying to retake the line for the corner. Cuts across Harrison. I just don't think he was expecting to move across that early, and pushed him into the wall. And yeah, Harrison now will have to pit, of course.
Thankfully, won't lose well, okay, he will lose a fair amount of time, but he was probably going to pit this lap anyway, as into the pits comes RSF1 Vettel with those mediums. Is he going softs till the end?
No, surely not. No, it's another medium. He's got to change front
that'll
wing.
be another set of mediums.
He's got to change the wing. I thought he was going to try and get fresh out. Yeah, that's painful for him.
Harrison also, of course, coming in with a double front wing. Good graphical glitch there. So 14 laps in, RSF1 Eastern leading the way. 4 seconds up the road from Collateral in second.
Collateral's got
is the other Ferrari. So it's a double podium for Ferrari at the moment.
I'm surprised Collateral can't close up to Eastern. He's on 7 lap fresher tyre. We know Eastern's quick, but Collateral's tyres are in such better condition.
Perhaps he's looking after them.
Yeah, mate, that
to be
makes
fair,
sense.
he probably knows that he doesn't have to push that hard.
Yeah, if we get another safety car, Collateral could probably go to the end if he's been taking care of those tyres, like you said. He's not exactly dropped off the back of Easton, he's just not closed up to him, so keep him within a gap.
Managing the gap, still around 3.7, 3.8 seconds.
Shots is close to Ali Ferrari here.
It does. It's on the 15 lap old mediums. Does Ali Ferrari possibly got side pod damage?
Yeah, he could have done from that contact with Harrison. Yeah, he could well do. It's a good point to make. Definitely. I just wanted to say, Kuchak is on 15 lap old softs and still going.
Yeah, it's an interesting call. I think he's holding out for another safety car, quite possibly, as Harrison picks up a 3-second penalty. Not a good couple of laps for him then. Second shots, yep, doesn't quite have the frontline speed as fellow commentator Raikkonen would say. Actually, what he would say is something like frontline speed or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a bad.
I won't.
It's not a bad impression.
if you're watching this Raikkonen, or if you're watching it back, I do apologise. Didn't quite have the straight line speed to keep on the back of Ali Ferrari, and it looks actually towards the end of the lap, shots has dropped off a little bit. If your shots, is this the time to pit onto the softs? I think you haven't got much to lose. Hoochjack now in the pits, the gamble has not paid off. Also T-Jerk in the pits and those 9 lap old soft tyres. AG Passy in 3rd place currently. He's picked up a 3-second for the old, whatchamacallit, corner cutting. So that puts him on 6 seconds. Jesus Christ. And Ali Ferrari might even have DRS, and he does.
He's got no ERS though.
Yep, precisely bugger all in terms of ERS. He's not close enough to get him on the straight. Taking a night through the corners. The closing speed is definitely vastly superior on the hards at this point. AG Passy, of course, on 16 lap old mediums. They will be on the brink of screaming at him now.
I don't know if it's just on my screen. Ali Ferrari doesn't have a helmet on. I don't know if it's the same on yours.
Interesting. It's quite likely to be the same for me. It's probably been like that all race.
Yeah.
No, yeah, very true. Doesn't have a helmet on.
Nice little graphical. I do chuckle at that one.
I think that's a disqualification if you ask me. But at the back, Harrison overtaking Silverside Boy.
Shots is pitted for softs. He's going to be the only person on the field on softs. Let's see where he comes back out. Will he beat Monkey Boy?
This will be interesting. Monkey Boy now come across the start-finish line. So Monkey Boy
Just, I don't imagine
does
how
not
far.
get in front of his teammate.
Yeah.
That's good for the Williams lads. It means he won't have to compromise his race to let his teammate on those faster tyres past. Oh, Vettel's out! Vettel's out!
Is he in the pit lane?
Vettel.
Retired in the pit lane.
Yeah, retired in the pit lane. I got all excited then. I thought all shots picking up another 3-second penalty on those fresh tyres. Not ideal. 6 seconds for him now.
Yeah, not ideal at all. Those around him have got 6 seconds though, so might not hurt him as much at the end of the race as it would do if most drivers only had 3. But interestingly, yeah, you touched on it, the Williams guys working really well together there. Shots pitting and coming out just ahead of Monkey Boy. That's great, yeah, like you said, for the teams. They do work well together, and it seems that they're working well together this race.
I'm sure it's planned that way, and
yeah.
very precisely. And, yeah. That's another one with the penalties. That's Object Fungus picking up his first 3 seconds as Easton has come into the pits. He's gone on to those mighty soft tyres then. He's got a lot to make up between now and the finish.
I think it's going to depend on how many of those in front of him pit. He's the absolute leader then, so he is 13 seconds off the lead with about 10 to go. Definitely doable.
The leader currently, Collateral adds on the rather second-hand medium tyres. He could very well have the. Could he? No, I think it's a big ask for Easton. As AG Passy and Ali Ferrari having a little ding dong. AG Passy, 18 lap old mediums at the moment. Interesting. He's already having to lift so much coming through the complex of 16, 17 and 18. As he does indeed dive into the pits, he's going to have a last minute blast on those soft tyres towards the end of this race then. Unfortunately for AG Passy, but unfortunately that's just the way it is. Tyres couldn't last as long as he thought, so that promotes Hirsch into 3rd position.
Easton was 2.5 seconds quicker than Ads on that last lap, who now picks up a penalty. Easton, it depends how quickly he clears these guys in front of him, but he's looking mighty at the moment to get that race lead back.
Yeah, of course, you'll favour him to get past, or both these drivers to get past Object Fungus in the DRS straight. Fardo all over the back of Object Fungus. Easton with a superior drive out of turn 9 there. Turn 9, turn 10.
Oh, Stuffy. Crossing the white line.
Nothing he can do. He's into the toe of Object Fungus, who is got no ERS left. Easton, 55% of his ERS. Has he got the move done? He has indeed, as Fardo looks up the inside of Object Fungus. Object Fungus manages to keep the position. Fardo will have to go again. So that has unleashed Easton. He is currently less than 2 seconds behind Hirsch. The gap to leader at the moment is 9.1 seconds.
Yeah, he's mighty. And yeah, he's got traffic on this lap. Like I said, he was 2.5 seconds quickly as Collateral pits.
Collateral in the pits, so Ali Ferrari now in the lead.
Just thought it was going to be too much of an ask to take those mediums to the end without a safety car. Clearly, yeah, choosing to get the fast soft tyres for the last 8 laps or so here. So now how quickly can Easton reel in the leaders? He's 6 seconds off at the minute.
The lateral on the pit exit, side by side with Twins, looks like he's got the drive on those fresh soft tyres, and he's made that move stick very nicely indeed.
We mentioned earlier about the undercut being strong around here. Shots got the jump on Passy in the pits then. His tyres are 2 laps older, but he did get track position over Passy in the pits, so splitting the Williams now with Passy, but he's right on the back of Shots already. Is Passy going to make a passing? On 2 drivers, it looks like here.
So he's got past Twins. Will he hang it round the outside? They will have the inside for the next corner. That is great drive from Meiji Passy. They go side by side. And Shots defensively again. He's placed in his car perfectly around those corners.
Yep.
Really good and fair driving, I have to say.
Easton fastest lap. Yeah, a second and a half quicker than Ali Ferrari the last lap. He'll get there within the next 2 laps or so.
So locking up slightly into turn 1, but I don't think that will matter to him too much as Twins picks up another 3-second penalty. The gap now between RSF1 Easton and Ali Ferrari, 4.2 seconds as Easton has picked up a 3-second penalty. That changes everything. That means he needs to get in front of Ali Ferrari, gap him by 3 seconds up. That is a big ask to do in 6 laps.
Yeah. So you're looking now about a 7-second turnaround with passing Ali Ferrari, so about a second a lap. Ali's tyres are going to get old, used, so will Easton's. Soft tyres should be in better shape. They did pick quite late, really, to go onto the soft, so he's given himself the best opportunity. He's now 3.5 adrift, so he's taken another half a second out in Sector 2. Object Fungus and Fido having a ding-dong.
Just having a quick look for warnings, Ali Ferrari. He's had a warning for a collision. He's 1 warning for track limits. I probably shouldn't be doing this on stream. But yeah, 1 warning for Ali Ferrari at the moment then.
Ads has got past Object Fungus. There's fresh softs. Where is
doing him well.
There is Ads. I think a podium going to be a push. He's got a penalty as well. How many's he got? 3 seconds? 6 seconds? 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an ask to get podium from here. Hirsch is looking decent for 3rd.
5 seconds adrift from Easton in 2nd. But as Easton and Ali Ferrari could very well start battling soon, might bring Hirsch back into it. You think it'd be a big ask for him to catch up the time?
Easton's just going to breeze past
a lot
Ali
of seconds
Ferrari.
to lose.
But they've both got no ERS really. Easton a little bit better off. Still not really a lot there. Silver Cyboy retires. I was just about to mention there's 15 runners. It's a big improvement on last week, considering we lost RBT and Dean in turn 1. I think we had 9 finishes last week, I think it was.
Yep.
14 still there.
Back towards the back, we see T-Jerk. I don't know whether he overtook or retook. Object Fungus.
Oh.
Where's he done that then?
At the bring up safety car, is it too late? It's double wave yellows. Has he managed that there?
No VSC. I can't even see where he is, where his car is.
Just in the second to last corner. He's on the inside of the second to last corner as well. If you go on with Harrison, you're just see him now, I think.
It's an interesting place for him to bow out of the race. Interesting.
I'll find
See
out
what would have happened there. And then there were 13.
quickly coming down now.
So right at the front then, Easton battling Ali Ferrari going into the braking point at turn 12. Ali Ferrari does defend. Easton goes down the inside into turn 13 with that tyre advantage. He's got the move done. Now there's 4 laps to go. Easton needs to make 3 seconds, and that will be very dependent on Ali Ferrari being able to keep even just a 1 lap in that DRS range. As Shots to Drippy gets past Fardo for 6th place, so Ali Ferrari will have the DRS through the start-finish straight, but the tyre advantage will really show. Even after 5 laps, those tyres are going to be masterful compared to the 17-lap-old hards of Ali Ferrari. And already 9.93, 9495. Yep, he's broken the 1 second. Now this will be really telling to see who has the straight line speed, who has the lower wings. Fardo pitting then, quite possibly going for fastest lap. Now it remains around that 1 second, and Ali Ferrari does have the DRS. It won't matter too much that Easton has pulled away initially from this corner, as the DRS will allow him to keep within that speed, that frame. And interestingly enough, Ali Ferrari really closing in on the braking zone of turn 12. Look, mind me, I've just got to yeet a bot from the chat.
Yeah,
Dan,
I mentioned about collateral earlier. I said it was going to be tough for him to get 3rd place, so with 3 to go, he's a couple of seconds back on those fresh softs. He can still do it. He's got to get a move on.
he's got 3 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, so he's
Got
got
to pick
5
Arshta.
seconds. Yeah. Depends how quickly I think he can get past Hirsch. He was about 1.5 seconds quicker on that last lap than Hirsch. So that's the pace he needs. It's going to be close.
So the gap at the moment between 1st and 2nd is about 1.5 seconds then. Easton looking maybe like he's not quite as quick as Ali Ferrari through that 1st sector.
Shots didn't need that 1 second. I don't think, looking at the intervals, it doesn't change his position too much. But I think Monkey Boy will be disappointed with he was strong at the start. He's down to 10th now, just hasn't had the pace of his teammate after those pit stops.
Yep, of course, a lot of drivers around him having the fresher set of tyres, so also as we speak about him, picks up another 3-second penalty.
Harrison's gone into the pits. Does he retire, possibly?
No, he's putting on the softs and he is going for that fastest lap and a new front wing.
Why not? Who's got it at the minute? Let's have a look. Easton, of course. So Harrison can have a go at Nick and get off him. We'll get a point for
with
her.
less than 2 laps to go between 1st and 2nd. 2 seconds at the moment. Ali Ferrari got 1 second in hand. I'm sure Easton's softs may be a little bit past their peak. They'll still be fast. They're probably still faster than Ali Ferrari's tyres, but they won't have the grip they had 5 laps ago for definite.
There's a man who will get a point for fastest lap. Fardo setting the fastest lap there in 8th.
Yep, that's a 1:33.8 for him, and yeah, it's a good lap from him. Unless Harrison has something to say about it, of course.
There's not really battles going on at the Nick. Atterall's just behind Hirsch for 3rd, but he hasn't got ahead of him quickly enough.
Yep, so Harrison's only going to have one shot at this. He has been lapped by the leaders. The gap now 2.4 seconds between the front two. He needs half a second in this last lap. If I were you, Ali Ferrari, I would be saving that ERS for this last lap.
It's going to be close.
So, Collateral has got to the back of Hirsch. Looks like he's going to try and make the move into turn 1. Hirsch takes the inside line, but Collateral around the outside. Hirsch has a late look, pulls out just in time. Collateral gets past them. So the gap at the moment, 1 second. Can he pull out 2 seconds in one lap? That's a big ask. Can he do it? Who knows? We'll tell you in less than a lap's time. The gap still at the front is 2.5 seconds then.
Yeah, I've been watching it. I'm just wondering if Easton's lost his tyres now at this stage. Ali Ferrari just doing enough to manage the gap at the minute. The battle on the timing screens again for the lead. We've seen it so many times this season. On the timing screens.
Yeah, 2.7 seconds now. There's 3 temps in it. We will follow you right to the end of this. So 2.7 seconds coming through the 3rd sector now. Yellow flags out towards the end. That's Stoffy retiring in the pits. So round the last corner then. Easton's binned it across the line. Ali Ferrari will take the win. 0.3 seconds. I'm not quite sure whether Easton lost it coming out of the last corner or not. I don't know. So Hirsch picking up 3rd place after the penalty from Collateral, who also binned it into the wall, interestingly. Comes in 4th position. AG Passy recovering to 5th place, making up to 5th place after that late pit stop. Shots to Drippy coming in 6th place. Fardo in 7th. Twins. Wait, what? Oh, I'm too fast. Klutschak picking up 7th. Not a bad return from him after picking up that drive through for the full start. So Fardo in 8th position. 9th is Twins. 10th is Monkey Boy Kurt, picking up the last point of the day. 11th, narrowly missing out, is T-Jack. Unfortunate for him as he drives past the wreckage of the start-finish straight.
Driver of the day is Twins.
Alright, okay.
There we go.
Well, that's what the game says. So here's your winner for today, preliminarily anyway, is Ali Ferrari. Celebrating on the podium. I apologise for nothing, I will skip the podium. Because, well, it's the same thing every week. So Ali Ferrari picking up the victory after making the early pit stop onto the hard tyres, carrying him through to the end. RSF1 Easton on his debut. Unfortunate to miss out there, but that 3-second penalty did really hurt him towards the end. 3rd place, rounding off the podium, is Hirsch in the Haas.
Yeah, good drive in the end. Hirsch keeping that podium, keeping him at the top in the running for the championship. I think it was a good race from Collateral as well to get 4th there. especially with all the events that happened that race. T-Jerk, I think, will be disappointed not to have nicked a point in 11th. It's always the first person with disappointment in 11th, obviously not picking up any points today, but he drove, not a bad race really, keeping it out of trouble. Doesn't get that point, obviously. Twins, though, picking up the points as well. He was happy with his point last week. He'll be even happier this week. He's got double that, so 2 points for him back in second. And as you mentioned, Klutz Jack recovering from the drive-through at the start to take a very healthy 7th.
So, as we build up to the interviews, let's just show you today's, or what we're gonna say is the winning car for today. That lovely, lovely Mercedes, the silver arrow that's black. Yeah, the Mercedes car, and of course it's showing us Lewis Hamilton's, the number 44. You lovely sponsors. I mean, it's can't find stuff to talk about while.
Sponsors, well, we've got the waiting people to join bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic sponsors. Yeah. Do you know though? I do want to see the silver return to the Mercedes next year. I know it's all for a good cause, but I do miss seeing the silver of the Mercedes on the grid.
Yeah, I have to agree. The watching Arava's playthrough on YouTube at the moment, though, is my team. Of course, he has put the silver arrows back to being silver. It does make me miss the silver livery, of course. He's black, I believe, for the Black Lives Matter movement. But I think we deserve a silver.
Yeah.
A silver arrow.
Definitely.
Silver arrow.
100%.
So I haven't been paying attention. Who's with us at the moment?
Everyone but Easton. Everyone but Easton. So
Easton,
but I didn't. Yeah, he's gone, I think.
Yeah. So, I'll take third. You take first, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Now, third place, Hirsch. It's another podium for you. Refreshing your title drive, definitely. Really reinvigorating it. It's a good finish from you. Mm-hmm. We'll start with qualifying. So qualifying, obviously started off dry, went to wets. Did you compromise your setup at all?
From dry, not really. From dry to wets, I was using the same setup. It just turned out that the setup was good for the wet as well, and managed to get a good lap and qualify second. So yeah.
Yep, it was definitely for a spanner in the works, if I don't say so myself. It made it a bit exciting for us in the commentators box. What I will say before moving on is, please, of course, it's a bit late for this. Make sure you include your audio. Mm-hmm. Definitely too late for that. I do apologise if you hadn't. But okay, so yeah, coming into the race, then it looks like you were going to follow the man who, of course, finished first. So it looked like you're really pushing him in the early stages of that race. So the choice of hard tyres, then, I assume that had you done any practice on the hard tyres at all?
No, the only practice I had for this track was this morning, only for half an hour. So yeah, didn't really get any practice on mediums or hards or softs. So yeah, I think the setup of the car managed to fit the hards well, because me and Ferrari got stuck behind a few cars, and I managed to catch up on him, and was hoping to stay in his DRS, but he just pulled away. And from then, I just had a quiet race, managed to get a place at the end with the second last lap defense on the Ferrari, but overall it was a good race.
Yeah, it looked like a good but short battle you had with collateral ads. Yeah, it looked like it would have been a tough ask to stay in front on track. Of course, he did have that 3-second penalty. Probably didn't worry too much. So next week is the Mexican Grand Prix. Of course, we had it just over a week ago in real life. Is it a track you like?
It's one of my strong tracks, I would say. Just because it's tight and twisty. It's like I like those kind of circuits. So hopefully it plays to my advantage and I can get a good result there, same as this weekend.
Yep, cracking stuff. 3rd place for you today. Congratulations, and we will of course see you next week. Unfortunately, Easton can't be with here, who was in 2nd place, but we will offer our congratulations to him, finishing in 2nd. Good race, good debut from him. I'll pass you off to Biddle now, who's with Ali Ferrari.
Yeah, so Ali Ferrari, once again, here you are in the interviews at the end of the race. We'll start from the top then, we'll go off to qualifying. Obviously, the rain started falling in qualifying, we know you've got pace in the dry. But when the rain started falling, was you a little bit concerned, or obviously we know, like I said, you've got pace in the dry? Did you think you had it all under control? Obviously we had Easton in the race today, who pushed everyone really hard. Did that put you off a little bit in terms of your hunt in qualifying?
Yeah, I did, because I haven't done any practice in the wet, but luckily I wasn't that slow, and on my second Q3 lap I actually was 1.5 tenths faster in the 1st sector, and I knew there was a lot of time to gain in the 3rd sector, but sadly at the end of the 1st sector I did spin and then retired from quali, which had me starting in P3.
Yeah, we did see that. I think we caught it just on stream. Obviously, that incident at Q3. I was going to ask you about that. So obviously, I think it was in the S's in the Sector 1. Did you just drop it halfway through? Obviously, with the challenging weather conditions, and obviously starting 3rd. It's not quite the longest run into Turn 1, but did you think you'd be able to get a good start like you did?
I was hoping for, and which I did, but I wouldn't have got that much of a good start if it wasn't for Klutschak, because he bumped me from the back and I was able to jump. Easton and Hirsch was in P2 in quali. But yeah, Klutschak did bump me from the back, and luckily and thanks to him I was able to slot in just behind him, and sadly he had the drive through, so he had to obviously had to try through the pit lane. That left me in P1. Then a safety car came, and I was like, yeah, it's lap 7, and probably by the end of the safety car it will be lap 9, which is just 1 lap before I was planning to pit. So yeah, I just went for the hards, and then got stuck between 4 cars, and yeah, they slowed me down a lot compared to Easton. I was just looking at the mini-map, and he was just flying off. I think got about 8 seconds in front of me just before he went to pit, and luckily he had a 3 seconds time penalty at the end, and he was like, as soon as he came out of the pits, he was about 7 seconds behind me, and he was in front of traffic, so I was very confident. Then 3 laps later, the gap was 4 seconds. I was like, how fast is this dude? And he got past me in the 4th last lap, I think, and I just had to maximize my speed. Just like, I was on the limit because he had the 3 seconds time penalty, and I really wanted the win so bad. And luckily I was able to get it.
Yeah, no, it was pretty driving, and obviously, like you mentioned about that penalty, So obviously, we saw the fight on track between the pair of you. Did you think at that point, did you just let him go and obviously just try and stay within that 3 seconds, or was you honestly going to try and fight it, as hard as you usually would without the penalty?
I would fight it because I knew his the softs would start to wear out by the end of the race. So, but yeah, I couldn't keep up with him. But yeah, I kept it in 3 seconds at least.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think there was one instant mid-race. I think it's got a couple of people talking. I think you know which one I'm on about between you and Harrison. We saw it just down, obviously, the back straight. You were making the move on him. It just seemed like you pulled a little bit over. Do you want to just talk us through that? What kind of happened on your end on that move?
It was very weird because as I was going to pass him, he suddenly turned a bit to the right, so I had to, to the left, sorry, so I had to do that as well. Then he started going a bit to the left, and I did that as well. And then as soon as we got into the braking point, he straightened up his car, and he wasn't all the way to the right. And yeah, unfortunately for him, he did spin.
Yeah, he just spun into the wall, didn't he? So, I mean, after the race, if it was looked at, you wouldn't be expecting any sort of penalty coming your way on that incident?
No, I don't expect any penalty.
No? Okay, that's brilliant. No, good drive today. As David said, Mexico next week. You just seem to be, good at every track so far, so... but I'll ask you anyway, do you like Mexico? Are you in the top 20 there?
No. I think I'm in the top 100, but not top 20. And, yeah, I think, looking at the time trials, I think RSF on Vettel is slightly faster than me by about 200th of a second. And but yeah, I hope if he does race, he won't be as fast as me in quali, because yeah, that would just hurt my championship point.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, leading the championship coming into this race, leading the championship at the moment, leading it as well. So yeah, fantastic race today. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'll go back to David.
Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us tonight. Congratulations to the podium sitters. Thanks for joining for the interviews, of course, as always. Tune in tomorrow night for Tier 2, where Biddle and myself will be racing. Are you racing tomorrow, Biddle? I think I said that last week, and you weren't racing, or something. I'd quite like that.
I didn't make the qualifying, did I? Yeah, no, I'm here for the whole thing tomorrow, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, tune in then at 8 o'clock GMT, of course, for Tier 2. That has been it for us tonight then. Rounding out Division 1 race. Your winner here tonight at the moment, Ali Ferrari. And we'll tune in tomorrow, of course, and tune in again next week for Mexico for Tier 1. We'll see if anyone's got what it takes to match this man at the moment. Thank you very much, and good night.